2018 to 2020, I would just think I was terrible. Basically, a bot does exactly what a human can do on a website, just 10,000 times faster.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zara, the store. I went there over the weekend to buy a birthday present. There's no more cashiers. It's like self-checkout, and same thing. You put the clothes into like a basket, and it automatically scans everything for you.
I read a book whenever I was first getting started. It's by Chris Green. Something about arbitrage though, and he's comparing the different platforms like Amazon, eBay, and some of the other ones, and just talking about how Amazon's like 100 times more efficient.
3.
Cheers. Gambe.
And welcome back to another installation of the Doughboys podcast. I'm Flipping It with Cisco, your host, and today I'm joined by my two lovely, studly co-hosts. We have Mr. Outsource Everything himself, Logan Allenberger. We have Golden Locks McGill, and we have a special guest with us today. He goes by a couple names. He goes by Cody. He goes by Echo Flips. He goes by Mr. Duck Lover. He goes by We Wake Up, We Win. What is going on, Cody? Thank you for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, guys.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Cody. Should I say Mr. We Wake Up, We Win? I like the background you got there. We win.
Yeah,
Win
for the people
all
that
day.
don't know, we wake up, we win. It's just something that I started saying with my buddies every single morning. You know, we would put in the chat, even if we're having a terrible day, you know, you wake up, got a case of the Mondays, you're like, I absolutely hate today. But in the chat, you put, we wake up, we win. And you're like, man, I got to get after it. Like, we win. Like, there's nothing else. We're not gonna do no loser mentality stuff. We're gonna win today, and that's it. You know,
Win every single day. So, Cody, give us a quick 30-second synopsis of where people can find you on social media and who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm on pretty much all platforms now. It's just Echo Flips is the what I have on social, right? So on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, just barely, but mainly YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram are where I'm at. What I do is I do a business model called online arbitrage. I specialize in shoes. Shoes is my bread and butter. That's just really what I love selling. I love specifically targeting shoes that don't sell as well as all the other models. Everybody just wants to sell the faster movers. I like taking what I like to call like the scraps, right? I like to take all the shoes that other people are completely neglecting, right? They look at the Keepa and they're like, man, this doesn't really sell that well. I like those because my job as an Amazon seller, I see is just hop on a listing and make money. That's pretty much it.
Super simple. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, there's opportunity there. People will pass them up and you can be the person who buys them, and you're probably not selling a ton of units for each ASIN, but capturing that profit wherever you can, right?
Yeah, for sure. I come from the sneaker world, so actually this is not my first rodeo doing like online business. I've been selling stuff since 2017, you know, all through college. I had a similar scenario to Logan. I was working at McDoubles and I was going to college and saving up money, and then I started flipping items from thrift stores, and I actually got into Amazon in 2017 flipping books. Absolutely hated it. I was like, I would rather work a minimum wage job than flip books. And I quit books. I know the booksellers might get a little mad about that, right? Because they just love flipping books. But I was like, I absolutely hate this. This is terrible. There was no information.
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. What'd you hate about flipping books?
I'm with you though, Cody.
Yeah, there was no information at the time about getting into other categories. I just didn't like. I live in Florida, and I know Florida is a very reseller. How do I put this? There's a ton of resellers here. So I would go to a Goodwill, and I think most people, when they do books, they'll go to a Goodwill and maybe they see like one other reseller in their area. I would go to like the Orlando Goodwills, and there would literally be 5 other booksellers. Like, it is mad competitive where I'm at.
You said this was
From what I hear, Florida, I feel like is like the capital. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's so many resellers here. Like, I went to the Nike outlet, and it was really intimidating when people had, like, I saw, it was like nothing crazy, like a 20% off sale. There would be a team of like 20, 30 people deep. Like, they had kind of a weird term, but they call it bodies. So basically somebody will go into a Nike outlet and they'll have a team of 20 other people buy shoes for them because they have order limits. So it was, what I'm trying to get at is it's super competitive in Florida. Not that there's not money to be made there. When I first got into reselling, I was like, man, I really don't like the idea of going into all these stores and you have all these people like breathing over your neck and it's super competitive. I kind of like to run my own race, really. I like to just kind of stay in my lane, do my own thing. And that's where I found, like, I fell in love with online arbitrage. My a little bit more personal, I had transportation issues because like my car broke down every single 3 months for 3 years straight.
What were you driving?
So like, well, I went through like 4 different cars. Like I went through tons of different cars. I would fix them myself too. And like, I had the worst luck. I was like, I hate RA. I don't like doing books. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing online arbitrage. I watched some guy, he would buy and sell books using Keepa deals. And I was like, man, like I started doing that. I was like, I'm making more money than doing RA and I can do it all from home and I don't have to go anywhere. And I was like, this is amazing. Like there's really like we're competing against each other with OA. We can do everything from home.
Yeah.
So that was really appealing for me, that I can make the same money, if not more, just doing it all at home. And then from there, like there was a big time gap there too. Like 2017, basically quit Amazon. And just for the last year and a half, I got back into Amazon. But in between that time period, I was botting. I actually did drop shipping on Facebook. I had a really successful Facebook drop shipping business. And for those that don't know what that is, basically all I was doing was listing items from eBay and then listing them on Facebook Marketplace for a higher price. And I made a whole business out of that. Just basically getting items from eBay, listing them for double the price on Facebook, and then shipping it to the customer. I scaled that business. We had over 14,000 listings.
What?
And I scaled that business to above 5K profit a month. Yeah, we had over 14,000 listings.
How did you manage
1,000,
that?
Yeah, on Facebook.
14,000.
So I had, so I wasn't tracking the stock numbers, but I had a certain format. So basically I would only list items that the eBay seller was like super old, right? Like they had a eBay account for a very long time. Most of their items that I would list would usually be in stock. And if the product wasn't in stock, usually you could go to another retailer or other online site and get it for a similar price. So my whole thing was taking the volume approach of basically gathering the items, listing them at literally double the price, and then the few that sell, that was the whole business model and actually did really well. But in 2020, Facebook's algorithm changed and my 5 to 6K profit business went down to like a 1K profit business a month, to like 1 to 2K
just
profit
from an
business.
algorithm change.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's another thing too. Like I went through a lot of change, like in the entire platform of Facebook Marketplace has, for those that were in the niche, has changed a lot over the years. Now it's completely different from when I did it. Facebook didn't know what they wanted to do with the shipping option. So how they were getting traffic, they would just basically randomly give you traffic based on what you listed. If it popped, if that listing performed really well, they would give it more traffic. Right. And then they changed it to more of like a, say you have a Facebook shop, which is, it feels to know about all this, but basically they would limit the traffic by store instead of per item. So I had all these 14,000 listings and none of them were getting views.
That seems like it would just punish big sellers.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Exactly.
it really punished big sellers. It punished people that would do what I was doing, which is pretty much spamming Facebook as much as possible to get as much sales. So unfortunately, that happens.
Yeah.
You
hear about like Amazon screwing over sellers, but that's the first time I've heard an eBay store being scalable and Facebook screwing over someone. So that's new for the podcast.
It was Facebook.
We got a twofer.
Well, it was it
Facebook.
was a Facebook Marketplace store. I was selling on Facebook and I was sourcing from eBay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they kind of completely shafted me there. So I saw that as, I'm making good money with this still. Like I was still doing 2K profit a month. I could pay whatever, right? Still after all that, what happened, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was experimenting with Amazon because I didn't necessarily, I like to say I quit Amazon in 2017. I had no idea how to read Keepa or anything like that during 2017 to, what is that, like basically 2020 into 2021. So I was really just doing research and development with Amazon. I was getting in some brands, just selling some things here and there because my whole thing was I needed to diversify. I went super hard on Facebook, made good money there, but I needed to diversify. So that's why I got into Amazon. And I was like, wow, Amazon, I love it because the inputs that you put in, you directly get an output. Like the more you work, the more money you're going to earn. While with Facebook, I really felt like I was just like I was at the mercy of their algorithm for the most part.
Yeah.
And everything kept on changing. Like I got my Facebook account banned probably like 10 or 15 times.
What?
Oh, wow.
So, so I was like, man, I need something that I can put something in and actually get something out all of the time. And that's what Amazon was. So I went hard with Amazon and it worked out now. Like we just hit 100K 30
Let's
days,
go.
which is pretty good.
We wake up, right? We win.
We win.
Round of applause.
But yeah, like
wait, was that a seamless transition though? Like Facebook changed their algorithm, you started having problems, and then you had been testing out Amazon ungating, and you just kind of transitioned into that in a way?
So basically what I did, so my exact process was I had the Facebook store overnight. Pretty much it went from I was doing 5K plus a month in profit to 2K, right? So from that aspect, I still had a 2K a month business, but I had to work in it pretty much. I would say like anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day, just fulfilling orders, things like that. Ooh. And I outsourced that business to a VA. I was pretty proud of it. It was my first time I outsourced an entire business to a VA, and I was still profitable every month. It didn't make insane money, but I was making like $700 or $800, like not doing pretty much anything with that business for a whole year. Mm-hmm. And then eventually I was like, this is just not worth like the headspace. So I just kind of scrapped it all. I was like, I'll just, I don't want to mess with it at all. Amazon's has a way better opportunity. Like as Alex Ramosi talks about the opportunity vehicles, I was like, this is literally like the best opportunity vehicle ever. So I thought it was really cool though. I did make really good money just outsourcing it all. And I still profited on that business every month. I was like super proud about that because I really wasn't even, I outsourced everything like Logan.
Outsourced everything.
Right? Outsourced everything. Yeah.
Man.
I know this is an Amazon podcast, so I can kind of talk more about my Amazon experience. I've done a lot of other things in the past. I did sneaker botting at one point. If you guys
hear about it,
tell us about sneaker botting.
Oh, you want to hear about the sneaker botting?
This is not just an Amazon podcast. This is a business podcast. Let's hear it all.
Business. Okay, there we go. So sneaker botting, it was like 2018 to 2020. I would just bot things. I was terrible. So at the time, for those that don't know about the botting market, these bots, and if you guys don't know like what a bot is, or the viewers don't know what a bot is, basically a bot does exactly what a human can do on a website, just 10,000 times faster. You can also use these bots and basically make it so it's like 10,000 people checking out on a website at one time. You might be like, why is this even like, why would you even want that? Right. So if there's an item that's super limited, say like an Air Jordan, or say during the pandemic, there was things like webcams that were super limited and everybody wanted them because they all have to work from home because of the, the whole situation, the global pandemic. Right. So what happened with it was with botting, I was trying to do sneaker botting. I pretty much failed, but I had like no money. Like at that time, like between 2018 and 2020, I had literally like less than $1,000. So if you guys look into the sneaker community, it's super expensive to bot. So basically I was a manual user, which is somebody just manually checking out. And I made like all right money. I was terrible botting shoes. I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I started to do what's called retail botting. So I was actually botting different retail websites. I remember specifically, and this was like my moment where like, man, you can make a lot of money reselling. I got off of McDoubles. Like I went from school to McDonald's, got off. I woke up at like 7 o'clock that morning, got off of school, went to McDonald's, worked, Then I got off of McDonald's at like 10. Then I was on my computer. I was setting up my bot to like bot webcams because they were profitable at the time. And I had like $750 in my bank account. And I had the bot run and I just hear like a restock go. And I was like, oh man, and I started everything up. I was running. And I was like, holy crap. Like the bot just kept on checking out and checking out and checking out. I was like, I need to stop this. Like I'm buying so much product. And I stopped it because I was like, there's no way I have enough money in my bank account for this. I stopped this. I looked at my bank account. It's like, there's literally $4 in there. But I got all of those webcams in, sold them in 2 days and made $300 in profit.
Let's go.
So that was like, oh my.
We wake up, we win.
That was a flip.
I was like, yeah, that was definitely the we win. So I was like, oh my, that was really like, oh my God, like reselling, like I want to do this. You know, I want to do this seriously. And then
this is where it's at.
From there, the retail botting died down. Then the Facebook thing came along, and then I was like, basically, you know, screw Facebook. I'm going to go to Amazon, which is a lot more long-term in my opinion. Much more demand. Like it's almost the reverse. Like on Facebook, I had all the products, but not the sales. On Amazon, we have so much demand for sales, but not enough product a lot of the time. Right. So that's,
yep.
I always think that's kind of interesting, but that's why I like to get into Amazon though, because I feel like it is a much more scalable business just in general. And things do happen with Amazon, but compared to selling on a lot of other platforms, it blows them out of the water, like 100%. Is that, do you guys feel the same about that or?
Yeah. I read a book whenever I was first getting started. It's by Chris Green. Can't think of the name of it. It's something about arbitrage though. And he's comparing the different platforms like Amazon, eBay, and some of the other ones, and just talking about how Amazon's like 100 times more potential just because of the sheer amount of demand. Like there's a chapter, I think, breaking down like if Amazon or some other platform is better. And like the clear conclusion is Amazon. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more potential there.
Yeah.
So many more shoppers.
And there's going to continue to be a lot more potential. Exactly. Yeah, there's going to continue to be a lot more potential in Amazon. I know, obviously, Walmart is making their push, and I think Walmart is a great alternative. The King of Kings is definitely going to be Amazon for a long time and for the future.
I just don't know if Walmart has the vision to do what Amazon has done. Like it's just seen in such a different light, especially for like you talk about OA where it's so scalable. I mean, even RA. It's just not set up the same way. That's what you hear from people. It's not as clean, doesn't have as much traffic as Amazon. That's what they have.
They are making a lot of progress, though. I feel like they've been trying to make progress for a long time, and we're slowly starting to see it.
But it's like Walmart still has that. It's still a cement brick and mortar store that people most of the time go in and buy. Whereas Amazon, it isn't cement and brick and mortar at all. It's all online fulfillment. Yeah. I think that's why it gets so much more traffic.
I think that's slowly changing, though.
Yeah, I mean, Walmart's starting to build that.
I mean, we look into some statistics, but from what I've been reading and hearing, that is changing, and Walmart.com is growing. And I've read articles saying like a lot of their stores are being converted into warehouses just for the online fulfillment stuff. They've been making pushes with WFS, which is like their version of FBA. So they're definitely heading towards that direction. It's just really a matter of time and how much market share could they actually take from Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah. And you also have to keep in mind that like Amazon has like a 20-year like head start on Walmart as far as like this goes. You know what I mean? Like they've been doing it a lot longer. So delayed.
Yeah. Like how long?
Yeah. Here's another thing. Whenever I was at some conference and they mentioned this when they were comparing Amazon to Walmart. It's like Amazon, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's like Amazon has 150 warehouses throughout the US. Walmart has 100,000 stores throughout the US.
Right.
So who is truly more optimized for reaching everybody quicker once they can figure that side out?
Could be Walmart.
Could be.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. So that's why you can see like Walmart's doing such a big push as far as like Walmart Plus, and then it's partnered up with like Instacart, and it has Instacart going to their actual physical stores to pick up whatever your online order was and come delivering it to your house to try to meet that fulfillment. So Walmart is trying big time,
Walmart.
and they're finding unique ways to kind of keep pace with Amazon.
Walmart Plus is their version of Amazon Prime kind of type deal.
Similar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm
This
sure you
could be
guys
like-
remember too, like when you guys had your warehouse in Delaware, like you would have random Instacart drivers delivering some client's products.
Yep.
And that's them. That's a local Delaware Walmart that has the product in stock. So then Walmart, instead of grabbing it from a warehouse and shipping it out, delegates it to that store to send it out to have it ready for pickup, and then it outsources Instacart to deliver it.
So what you're saying is Walmart is outsourcing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're stealing your trademark, Logan. You have to
Well, what I'm
patent that really quick.
what fascinates me is when you say that comparison of Walmart stores to Amazon warehouses, it sounds like they're optimized to get product to every location quicker, more organized, less chance of it getting lost, and it sounds like with that smaller amount of product moving each store, less chance of it getting thrown around with whatever Amazon does to it. So maybe less broken product, which that would be a massive, resellers would like that a lot more. That's a lot less chance for returns then, unless the person buying it doesn't like it. So that sounds like they're in a good position to potentially just take over.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be an interesting next few years.
It's funny because I feel like they're both trying to like find a middle ground. Obviously, Walmart, as you mentioned, has a bunch of brick and mortar stores, and they're trying to have a much larger online presence. But you can also see Amazon just opening up a bunch of brick and mortar stores, grocery stores.
Yeah, Amazon just opened
at
up
least
a
in the
big
malls
warehouse
around here. They're both trying to find a middle ground. Because at the end of the day, I think it's so funny that we're talking about this because we had we touched on this subject on one of our like first podcasts about like still the experience of going out to the store and touching products is still very relevant to us as humans. Like we still want to go out there and touch things and interact with people. It did to our mental health kind of being locked up for a long time. So,
well, there's a lot of things that it's hard to shop online for, like clothes.
That's
for
my
example.
tangent.
You get like a lot of clothes returns when you're an online seller, but also just me personally, I'd much rather go to the store and try on like pants. Like it's very difficult for me to find things that fit me. So online shopping isn't great for that there. So yeah, there's definitely relevance.
100%.
Does anyone else just think Amazon brick and mortar stores are weird? I don't like it. It gives me a weird vibe.
Very strange.
I mean, I've
The grocery store.
an Amazon Fresh.
Yeah.
They're sick.
No, I haven't been doing
There's,
Amazon.
Oh, I've heard about
around
that.
me.
You just throw everything in the cart and it checks
Yeah.
it out for you like immediately.
Before like it's like once it's like around the rim, it like already knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's wild. And it's even at like, for me at least, my Adidas outlet, it's the same way. As soon as I put like my little shopping bag that I filled everything at the Adidas outlet with on top of the counter, their register automatically already like rang everything out.
Man, where was
And
that
then
from?
just recently, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zara, the store. I went there over the weekend to buy a birthday present, and I thought there's no more cashiers. It's like self-checkout, and same thing. You put the clothes into like a basket, and it automatically scans everything for you. You don't have to scan nothing. It just automatically detects it.
They raise minimum wage just in time to get rid of all the minimum wage jobs.
just to automate everything.
Hey, you can still work at McDonald's.
Yeah, for now, until they have robots flipping the burgers.
I love Don's.
All right,
I like
Cody.
He likes side duck. I can tell.
Where can
What's
the
up?
people find you again once more?
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in learning online arbitrage, you want to sell shoes on Amazon, you just want to make money online in general, definitely follow my YouTube channel. It's just Echo Flip, same thing here.
We're asking about McDonald's.
I'm a noob here. There you go. Same thing there. Echo Flips, right? And on Twitter, Instagram, like we're gonna be putting out a lot of reels, a lot of content. So definitely just follow me on there. You'll see what's happening. You'll see what's going on. You want to make money on Amazon? Definitely help you with that. There's tons of free content online. It's never been easier before. The opportunity is still crazy. If you just wake up and win every single day, you're gonna be ahead of everybody else. So just go wake up, go win. Definitely consume all of the content, not just my content, but Doughboys podcast, all the episodes. Consume all of the content. but actually do stuff with it, right? That was one of my problems with it for a while. It's like I would consume all this content and not do anything, but consume the content, immediately take action. That's what I really recommend with the people. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Cody, thank you so much for joining us. Viewers, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace. We wake up, we win.